Is compounded tirzepatide going away in the near future? That is the topic that I have for you guys today. I'm really excited to delve into this because I finally have an answer from Orderly about what they are going to be doing going forward. And it's an answer that I presume a lot of the other telehealth companies are going to be doing as well. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. As always, if you're new here, I would love to have you subscribe. My name is Brittany. I've lost 100 pounds on compounded and branded Mounjaro, and I share my story with you. I share research, and I'm going to be sharing some of your stories soon, coming. So I'd love to have you subscribe and stick around. But compounded tirzepatide, that is the topic for today. If you have been living under a rock within the GLP-1 community, then you may not have heard, but essentially this compounded drama has been going on since October, when the FDA originally removed tirzepatide from the drug shortage, the official drug shortage list. And it's been pretty much a whole shit show since then, where the OFA, who represents 503B compounding pharmacies, they filed a lawsuit against the FDA stating that they made this decision based solely on what Eli Lilly told them and did not go through the proper channels and give the investigation enough time to truly come to the right answer. And then the FDA kind of responded to the lawsuit, took some time, came back and said, okay, now we really are removing tirzepatide from the drug shortage list. We've done what we need to do. We can prove that it's whatever. And they did allow a grace period, which is what leads us to now. So the grace period is coming to an end very shortly for 503A pharmacies, and then 503B pharmacies have another month to stop producing compounded tirzepatide. It's March 19th for 503B pharmacies. Some of them, we're going to get into all of it. So, okay, I reached out. I actually have been reaching out to Orderly pretty much since the news broke of the grace period, because I wanted to know what the plan was. I wanted to know what to tell you guys. I wanted to know for myself what the plan was going forward. Am I going to be able to get compounded tirzepatide? Do I need to purchase a bunch and stock up and hopefully get extended bud dates? What do I need to do? And I wasn't getting a lot of answers, not just from Orderly, but other companies, from what I've heard, have not been very forthcoming about what they're going to be doing. And I think that's just because they just didn't know, and they were kind of waiting to see and how it all developed and all of that. But I did reach out to Orderly again, and I asked the hard question. I said, yo, I didn't say it like that, but yo, dog, when is the last day that we are going to be able to order compounded tirzepatide that we can guarantee it was going to be filled? And honestly, I was expecting them to come back with February, whatever. And that was going to be the answer, because as I understood it, they would not be able to fulfill orders after that. I was wrong. Y'all ready for this? Okay. So 503A pharmacies have until February 19th or 18th, one of those days, it's coming up within the week, to stop compounding. That's the key word, compounding the medication. 503B pharmacies have until March 19th to stop compounding the medication. Key word there, remember that word. If they are a member of the OFA. So I was under the impression that all 503B pharmacies, that the OFA represented all of them, but that is actually not true. So if they are under the OFAs, sort of within that community or whatever, then they actually have until the judge tells them to stop. So within the lawsuit, those pharmacies that the OFA is representing are sort of under this umbrella where they will not be told to stop until the judge tells them to stop. So, yeah, I don't know specifically which pharmacies they represent, but if it's one of them, they have until the judge stops. So I was under the assumption that it was this blanket rule that nobody had to stop until the judge said so, but that's not the case. 503B pharmacies under the OFA will have until the judge tells them to stop. Everybody else and all 503As have until the respective grace period dates. Okay, back to that key word. They have until that date to stop making the meds. They can ship them until their bud dates. What that means is, so say, we'll say Red Rock, for example. If Red Rock is producing compounded tirzepatide that have a 2-month bud date, if they compound them on the very last day in February that they are able to, then they will have until the bud date of that medicine to stop shipping them. So mid-April, okay? For pharmacies that are producing longer, 6-month bud dates, 1-year bud dates, they have until those bud dates to stop shipping them. Meaning, as long as they can prove that the bud date that they put on, that the label on that and the date that that was compounded is not expired by the bud date, then they're still able to ship it. All they have to do is stop making it by that date. So in terms of Orderly, what they are actually going to be doing, so it's the same thing for 503A as it is for 503B, except 503B has an entire extra month to compound it, and 503A is permitted to stockpile 503B's stock. So Red Rock could buy from BPI, or Red Rock could buy from Hallandale's 503B part and stockpile it and ship it until the bud date. I'm so excited. So essentially what that means in the case of Orderly is going to be buying a bunch from ProRx, who they use as their 503B pharmacy. ProRx has until March 19th to stop creating it. In other words, the dates, they do 5-month bud dates, so it'll be August for them. So you can purchase, now obviously if you're in July purchasing it, if you are one that is not comfortable skipping bud dates or whatever, then you would not purchase 5 in July, right? Like you'd probably buy 1 or 2, whatever. But you're still going to be able to get it as long as they don't run out of the stock until the bud dates of the 503B pharmacies from 503As that stockpiled the medicine. And this is the official answer that I was given by Orderly Meds when I asked them when I need to tell people to stop ordering from Orderly, because I don't, you guys know, I work as an affiliate with Orderly, but I don't want to be like, yo, keep ordering forever, it's going to be fine, and just tell you stuff that's not true, because I am somebody that would have super big guilt about that. And so I don't tell you guys to do anything that I'm not comfortable doing myself. And if you've been around, you know that. That's how I am. If I'm comfortable doing it and I enjoy it and I love it, then I will share it with you. If not, I'm not going to tell you something that I would not personally do. It's just not who I am. So I wanted an answer. And so I asked until somebody answered me. So per Orderly, the official thing they're doing is stopping. 503As have until that time to stop. Okay. So Perfect RX is going to be purchasing a bunch of ProRx's stock throughout the next month up until March 19th when they have to stop compounding. And then they will be able to sell that until that bud date in August. I am really happy about that. I'm really excited about that. I actually, I'm worried just like everybody else is. And so I was considering buying another like 5 months worth. At this point, I know that a lot of you guys know that for a while I was getting, oh my gosh, I don't even have to say all this, but at this point I'm paying full price for the medication. And so I was going to go and fork out $2,100 or whatever it is to get 5 months more. And now at this point, I feel comfortable knowing that I don't have to do that. Same thing with new patients. Orderly is still accepting new patients. So you are able to go on and order, if you want to start Tirzepatide, order the 3-month starter pack. Use the code February50 and get $50 off of that starter pack. I always have a link down below. And when you purchase through my link, you support me and my channel and my family, and I love you guys so much for it. But you don't have to do it that way. If you want to go to orderly.com, you can do that as well. But I do have a link down below that you can purchase through if you so choose. There's something on my floor right here. I was like, I don't have my glasses on. This is random. I don't have my glasses on, so I couldn't tell exactly what it was. And it's a baby bottle. I was like, what the heck is that? It was like hanging under my bed. A kid must have done that. Anyway, so yeah, this is very good news, I feel like. And I think that it will help calm the nerves of a lot of people, because there are so many people who are just nervous right now. I also think that you guys remember like 3 months ago when I was like, I don't think we need to freak out and buy 2 years worth of Tirzepatide and put it in our fridge and hope that it's still good in that time. And I was telling you guys that I didn't think that was necessary and that I trusted that it would work out in some way. And I feel like sometimes it just pays to be calm and patient and level-headed. And that is what I have been trying to tell you guys. And I hope that I'm getting that across in everything that I do. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm pretty excited that I've always said that I 100% believe in Orderly and that I think that they will fight for us until the end. And they have found a way to do so again. So I think one of the reasons why they did not come out and speak on this, a lot of people were like, why is everybody being so quiet? Why is nobody answering questions? Why is nobody saying anything? Is because they wanted to make sure, like, you got to be sure of what you're saying before you say something, right? Like, they didn't want to come out and promise that this was going to be the case before. And so they weren't even telling anything to us, the affiliates. This is the first time. There's been several people. So the affiliates have a Facebook group and there's been several people who have asked, and this is the first time that when I asked, and basically I phrased it like, what do I need to tell people about this? Like, if somebody asks me when the last day is, what do I need to say? And this is the first time there's been an official answer. And the first time where we've actually gotten guidance on what we can say. And so this is very, in my mind, very like telling that they're confident in this, that this is the way that it's going to go. I had a meeting last week with the affiliate manager with Orderly and one of their engineers, couldn't think of the word. And throughout that meeting, I mentioned in a post in my Facebook group, throughout that meeting, I felt very, they weren't saying it yet at that point, but I felt very like the vibe was, we don't need to freak out about this. There's going to be some for a while, and so on and so forth. And so now this week with this information that I've been giving, I'm just so confident in Orderly, and I feel very blessed that I went with them in the beginning. I tried them out before I ever, talked about them to you guys. And I am so like happy with my decision that I went with. One thing that I do want to say that came from that meeting with Orderly was we did talk about the topic of ProRx and the issues of it and the warning letter and all of that. And one thing that the engineer specifically mentioned that I think was very telling was, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes of things. We just know what people tell us. And we just know what we see online, right? And one thing that he said that really impressed Orderly when they went with ProRx was the fact that they were certified to ship to California. So apparently just to get that certification to ship to California, which is why a lot of them don't, there are so many hoops and things that you have to jump through and testing that has to be done and certifications that you have to get through the state of California to be able to ship compounded Tirzepatide there. And they did that after the new owners took over in November. And so I think that that's very telling. Again, the audit was done in the summer. I just think that there's so much more to that story that we don't know. And I am choosing to trust and to remain level-headed and all of that. And I cannot tell you what to do, obviously, but that's what my personal choice is. I just think that when we see information online, when we see that FDA letter, there's always something more. If you go to the ProRx website itself, it lays out how they've literally hired an FDA-approved company to come in and help them get everything going. And they did that in November. Like on their website, it lays it out. So I just think that there's more to the story. And I felt after that meeting with them a lot more comfortable about the whole situation and everything that was going on there. So I don't want to, I've always said that I would not recommend, I think I said it earlier in this video, that I would not recommend something to you guys that I personally wouldn't do. I literally have 6 vials from ProRx in my refrigerator. I'm using them now. So there are so many people in the influencer space in all genres that will recommend things just to make the buck or whatever. And I am so particular about what I choose to recommend. quite literally, I recommend nothing because I don't want to recommend things that I don't personally believe in and love. And Orderly is that for me, and they have been. Their customer service is great. Anyway, I'm going on a spiel now that I didn't necessarily mean to go on, but I feel like personally attacked when all the people attack Orderly because they're such a great like company who goes out on a wing for its customers and tries their hardest to make things right. I mean, they replaced how many vials when they Perfect RX was shipping them USPS. They try to always make it right, and they have done nothing but impressed me, and so I 100% trust them. And I also respect your opinion if that is not what you choose to do. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope this gave you some peace, knowing that it's not ending next week or in March or in May for the most part. It's going to be around for a while. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will be back tomorrow with another video. We're going to be talking about my tummy tuck and how my tummy tuck looks after 100-pound weight loss, because a lot of you guys have been asking about that as well. So stay tuned, and I will see you then. Bye guys.